I created the Peak Performance Pyramid to help time-crunched club-level players get the biggest return on their training time. But if you take a look at it, you might notice some conspicuous absences like, what about balance or flexibility, mobility, or even a dedicated muscle building day? If you've been following this series, you've probably been asking those questions, but don't worry. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly where those missing pieces are and how they're actually integrated into the pyramid already. And we're going to move beyond the pyramid and show you when those levels may need to shift for you based on your personal needs and training history. Let's dive in. So where are these missing pieces like flexibility, mobility, balance, muscle building? Well, my philosophy is simple. They're not missing, they're actually integrated. You get them as a natural byproduct of training correctly. Take flexibility, for example. Modern research shows that lifting weights through a full range of motion can be just as effective as static stretching. The difference is with strength training, you don't just gain flexibility, you gain the strength and control needed to use that new range of motion safely and effectively. This is why I constantly emphasize using good technique and full range of motion with my athletes. Plus, as an added bonus, the latest science suggests there may be a unique muscle building benefit from exercises that challenge a muscle in its stretched position. So when we train for muscular endurance, I like to focus on movements that give us a big stretch at the bottom. When we push for 15 to 30 reps or so to failure in this manner, we get a triple whammy, a huge stimulus for muscular endurance, a powerful signal for muscle growth, and a direct improvement in our flexibility. That's not to say stretching has no place, however. For those athletes who still have specific mobility or flexibility concerns, I recommend adding targeted stretches as part of their general warm-up. This portion of the workout generally lasts between 5 to 10 minutes, short and sweet. Regarding balance isn't a circus trick that you practice on a wobbly Bosu ball. Real athletic balance happens on solid ground. By regularly incorporating single leg exercises like skater squats, single leg deadlifts and lunges, and plyometrics like hops, leaps, and bounds into your training, you get plenty of practice balancing and stabilizing, but you do it on solid ground where you can actually produce enough force to create a powerful training stimulus. Finally, if you were wondering about muscle building or hypertrophy training, the old idea of a narrow 6 to 12 rep hypertrophy zone for building muscle has been thoroughly debunked. The latest research shows that hard sets of anywhere between 5 and all the way up to 30 and more reps can be equally effective for stimulating muscle growth. This means we're already getting a strong muscle building signal from most of our heavy strength work and our muscular endurance work. Even if it falls outside this broad range for lower reps like 2 to 4, for example, or super high reps, it still stimulates muscle growth, it's just less efficient on a set-by-set basis. So to briefly recap, the reason why these specific qualities don't have their own specific layers on the pyramid is not because they're not important, it's because they're a natural and welcome result of a well-designed and efficient training program. Now that you understand the complete system, it's crucial to remember that this pyramid is just a roadmap, it's not a cage. A successful athlete doesn't train the same way year-round. The secret to long-term progress with your physical training is a concept called periodization. Think of periodization as adjusting the proportions of the pyramid throughout the year. In the off-season, you'll spend more time building the wide foundational layers. As you approach competition, your focus shifts upwards towards specialized training and on-table play. During the competitive season, the focus is more on maintenance and recovery. You also need to consider how periodization and individualization work together. Your personal athletic profile determines what to emphasize within each phase. For example, imagine a player with a background in rugby who is now a little overweight and pretty out of shape. Even during an off-season strength phase, their program might dedicate more time to building a bigger aerobic engine, level 3, to fix their biggest weakness, while another player might be doing the exact opposite. True athletic development happens when you apply the right training at the right time for the right person. In fact, studies show that athletes on a program tailored to their specific needs achieve superior results to those who are just on a generic plan. This is why with my one-to-one athletes, I use the Peak Performance Athlete Index to get a snapshot of their physical abilities. We go through an extensive battery of tests to pinpoint the exact weak links in their athletic chain, and then we customize their training plan accordingly. So how can you figure out where to spend your valuable training time? Well, to get you started on the right path, I've created a free quiz that you can take. It takes less than a minute to complete, and you'll get a unique table tennis power profile based on your results. After you take the quiz, I'll also send you my free routine and show you how to customize the routine based on the results of your report. So I hope you've learned a lot on this series. I've really enjoyed making it, and I've enjoyed your comments and feedback. Please like this video if you've learned something and subscribe for future content. There's a lot more on the way. And until then, as always, may the spin be with you.